played with Benny Goodman. And his dad taught him guitar. And he had kind of a, you know, he just did a tribute, he just passed away not that long ago. Frank Sinatra era, not Terry Como,
I had to call Rod yesterday.
did a bunch of tributes with him. You know who I mean?
One of the jazz,
No. Well, anyway, he did a tribute to him and he did a bunch of his music, but he was on the guitar.
and those girls, I saw your sisters were good.
They're like Ann and Nancy Wilson, aren't they? Apart.
They're cute.
Yeah, they were good.
I liked how she talked about just having a baby and, you
Oh,
know,
I love that, yeah. Mother.
on the road.
Yeah. This is unusual for Cliff to be late. What's going
He's
on?
not coming.
Oh, he's not coming. That he told you he's not coming?
Yes.
He didn't tell me.
I don't think he had.
Kind of nice as jazz festival, people kind of spread out. There's always seats where you can be kind of to yourself, you don't have to be on top. Oh, on the plaza? No, but that usually happens, there's usually some bad kids, and anytime there's a festival that act like fools. But there was plenty of these festivals. They brought up.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't like that, we're on either.
Come to order. Welcome those of you who have joined us in the meeting room and those of you who have joined us online. I hope you find today's meeting and results satisfactory. Clerk will call the roll.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone. We do have 3 commissioners present in the council chambers. That is a quorum. Brad Billings,
Present.
Jim Rickoff,
Present.
Thomas Barber.
Present.
Clifton Hildreth is absent this morning, and we are watching for our 4th commissioner to tune in on Microsoft Teams. So we'll keep an eye out for Jean Mays. Thank you.
Thank you. Because Cliff Hildreth is not here and he is our secretary, I will appoint Tom Barber as the acting secretary for today's meeting. Next is consideration of the proposed agenda. A copy's been furnished to each commissioner. Is there a motion to approve the proposed agenda as proposed?
I'll make that motion, Mr. President.
Is there a second? We don't have her on yet then? Jean, I mean. On the motion then to approve the proposed agenda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries 3-0. Next is consideration of the minutes of the meeting of July 8th, June 8th, sorry.
Yeah.
Copy. Commissioner. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the June 8th meeting?
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? On the motion to approve the minutes of the June 8th meeting then, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries again 3-0. That brings us to the police department. Chief, take it away.
Good morning, Andy Whitmire, Interim Chief of Police for the Elkhart City Police Department. We have one thing on the agenda today with 2 notifications of discipline. The first is reference Patrolman Cody Vickery. We are notifying the board of a 3-day suspension without pay and some corrective training, reference violation of policies regarding relationships and conduct. Essentially, he was assisting with a traffic stop There was some vehicle traffic around that traffic stop. Sometimes that gets suspicious if we're on a traffic stop and we get slow people going by. As that initial traffic stop simmered down, another car drove by. He conducted a traffic stop on that car. He indicated rather quickly that it wasn't really associated with the traffic stop. It wasn't suspicious in any nature. It was a female driver. He had a conversation at the door with her. Brief conversation. He went back to his car, concluded the traffic stop. There was no enforcement action. There was none of those things. After the end of the traffic stop, she stepped out of the car. Once he was back in her car, it sounds like she's slipped some bit on the ice. He asked her if you're okay. And then there was a personal conversation that ensued. Based on the nature of the investigation, it seemed very two-sided. There was conversations about the female's relationship with her boyfriend, and Patrolman Vickery stood there and listened, but also kind of engaged. There was an exchange of phone numbers with the assumption that there would be some sort of reference to the female's concerns about children and her living conditions, that Patrolman Vickery would be able to offer some help through some of the services we offer, and some information was exchanged via text message, and then it continued to be exchanged days or 2 or 3 days later after that with some back and forth through a text message. At some point, the female half became uncomfortable and reported it to us, and that's when we became aware of it. We investigated it. We were obviously concerned that initially when you hear one side of the story, that an officer is leveraging his law enforcement to gain in a personal relationship. Through our interviews with the female half, Cody Vickery, and including our kind of historical audit of what he searched, when he searched it, body cam audits of similar situations where he's traffic stopped people or been on calls with people. We found no history of it. We essentially concluded that this seemed to be a one-off incident where a female expressed some concern, and there was it appears very much in the text history that we have that it was very much a mutual conversation that they are both a part of until she became uncomfortable with it and reported it to us.
Did Officer Vickery accept the discipline as imposed?
Yes, he was in my conversation with him. I know he had conversations with then Chief Melanese, and he had conversations with me towards the end of this, and he was very well aware of the inappropriate nature of this, or how this can look, or how this is very much a bad habit and not something that we get involved with, especially as law enforcement officers on a daily basis.
And he's filed nothing with you or apparently with the commission either.
Yeah, he's made it very clear to me. Now that obviously could change. However, he was very adamant throughout the course of this that he understood what he had done was inappropriate, and not an activity he should be involved with.
The discipline's within the chief's authority, so we'll simply show that we've received the notice of the result.
Thank you. The next notice is reference Patrolman Chevalier. It is a written reprimand and corrective training in regards to policy 320.5.9 conduct. Patrolman Chevalier has been counseled at the shift level in the past, referenced kind of his attitude or demeanor on calls. It's not that what he's saying or the facts that he's projecting are wrong, or his assessment of the scenario is wrong. It's oftentimes how he projects it, the language he chooses to use, or the tone or tenure, or the attitude that his directions or assessments of situations get projected. Those don't always simmer down a scenario. Sometimes they can agitate one. So there's been a handful of concerns in the past with him talking, and some of the issues that we run into is if we have an issue in week 1 somewhere, by the time it runs through a process and gets addressed, we've had 1 or 2 other smaller ones in there. So some of those issues kind of overlap based on timing and how they get assessed or brought to our attention. Since then, Chevalier's done a good job at kind of controlling his attitude, his tone, his language, and what he does and how he presents itself. He's responded well to coaching and supervision, and just in general, trying to help him do a better job for all of us. So he's not agitating a situation based on his language that doesn't need to be agitated.
And he accepted his discipline as put out.
Yes.
Again, this is a chief's discretion, so we'll show that it's been reported in to us.
Perfect. Thank you. That is all I have for today. Are there any questions of me?
Yes, Chief, how soon will these training exercise start?
Reference Chevalier, they've already started. What we have to do is through typical supervisor kind of guidance, those have been more informal. We'll do an actual formal training outline and do that and conduct that within the next week if it hasn't already been done. Reference Vickery, we'll reach out to HR and get that scheduled. So it's not only in-house perspective on why what happened was not appropriate, but also an out-of-house, at least as far as out of the department perspective from HR on why that's unacceptable and inappropriate.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the chief? Chief, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Have a good day.
Thank you, Chief.
Mr. President, I just wanted to acknowledge that Jean Mays is online.
Oh,
We see you're on, Jean.
Welcome, Gene. Does any member of the public wish to address the commission? Seeing and hearing none. Is there a motion to adjourn? Is
so moved.
there a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 3-0. And I'm going to assume that Jean agrees. Oh, okay. 4-0. And we're done. Thank you very much, one and all.